Yo, what's up with it, y'all? It's JD, and I'm back with another quick video. In today's video, I want to talk about relationships. Not necessarily just romantic relationships, but our overall relationships. People that we make friends with, people that we go into business with. And just being cautious about the people that we make a bond with, because these bonds, there's a lot of energy exchange that goes into that. Now, before we get into the video, if you guys are into fitness, health, travel, overall growth content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you can get updated every time I drop new content. Now let's get back into the video. So when I'm talking about this energy exchange, some people are more energy emitters and then other people are more energy receivers. So if you're somebody who's a strong energy emitter, and what I mean by that is that you give off a lot of positive energy, you give off a lot of energy, your energy is really powerful. You need to be careful about who you're exchanging energies with and who you're creating relationships with, because there are a lot of people out there who are what some people like to call energy vampires, and these are people who really don't create any of their own. They don't cultivate any of their own energy. They're basically just looking for somebody else to latch onto and siphon energy off of. And this can be extremely dangerous when it comes down to people who, you might get into a romantic relationship with, or people that you get into a close friendship with, and also people that you get into a business relationship with. Because, I'm not saying that there's really any such thing as a 50-50 relationship, but at the end of the day, the relationship should be mutual beneficial in some way, shape, or form. And when it comes down to a romantic relationship, maybe you handle this aspect of the relationship, maybe you put in your energy for this aspect of the relationship, and maybe your lady does it on the back end on something else. And when it comes down to a friendship, maybe your friend is a really good listener, but you're somebody who's a really good motivator. You know what I mean? So each party is getting something from one another. You know what I mean? Your friend is somebody who has an open ear, somebody when you actually need to talk to, they can listen to you. They're good. That's their good form of communication. And your positive aspect is that you're a motivating friend, you're uplifting, so on and so forth. And as far as like a business partner goes, you can't do all of the work and then split the profits 50-50, or vice versa. The other person can't do all the work and then you receive the profits 50-50 as well. Each person has to have their own responsibility. Each person's going to have to shoulder some of the burden, so to speak. So this is one aspect of being cautious of who we enter these relationships with. Because like I said, if you're the only person emitting energy and the other person's just siphoning energy off of you, that person is basically just a parasite, just somebody who's just feeding off you. And that's eventually going to drain you, and it's going to actually eventually going to cause the relationship to come to a demise. So what are some telltale signs of people who might be parasitical energy vampires, people who are just looking to siphon energy off of you and not bring anything to the table? One thing that I would probably say is that if you have a friend or you're in a relationship and the person doesn't really have anything going on for themselves, they don't have their own friend group, they don't have anything that they're cultivating, that might be a sign that this person might just be looking to take energy off of you. And sometimes I think that for those of us who are energy emitters, people who have a lot of energy, who have energy in abundance, we can kind of take that for granted and think that everybody is like this. But in all actuality, not everybody's like this. Not everybody's cultivating a lot of energy. Not everybody's cultivating a lot of positivity or trying to build anything in general. So you need to realize that there are a lot of people out there who are just trying to ride your coattails, so to speak. Now, another sign that somebody might be one of these energy vampires, or they might be one of these users, so to speak, is that they have a lot of, or maybe not even a lot, maybe they have a few toxic friends who display these same traits. A lot of time when we get into relationships, be it romantic or friendships, in the beginning stages, people don't necessarily show their cards. They're not necessarily going to tell you exactly who they are. They're trying to put their best foot forward. And that's just a normal thing. That's just the way that humans operate. We're always going to try to put our best foot forward when we start something. But eventually people start getting comfortable. Those walls, those layers start to come down, and you start to realize who the real person is. But when you're around their friends, a lot of times their friends, they don't have any skin in the game. So their friends will let you know who they are off the top. And if a person has a friend who's displaying these behaviors, if this person has a friend who's, extremely toxic in one way, shape, or form, a lot of times, birds of a feather flock together. So, if it's a girl that you're seeing, you're starting a relationship with, and she has a lot of toxic friends, then, there's a likelihood that she probably has, at least a few of these toxic traits herself. The same thing is if you're, starting a friendship with somebody or starting a partnership with somebody who's a business partner, and if their associates, if their friends are people who kind of have these shady ways of being, then a lot of times these people have some of those shady ways as well. Another thing that you need to look out for is a lot of times when things are going really good for you in your life, all of a sudden everything is going terrible for them in their lives. Or, whenever you tell them about some good news in your life, they always want to bring down your energy and share some negativity with you, some type of negativity, some type of drama's going on in their life. And, they're not really happy for you and the fact that you're doing really well. And, you might have gotten a new job, or, you hit some all-time high in whatever you're doing in life. So be careful with these type of people. This definitely is something that, I've experienced in terms of my romantic relationships, and it's also something I've experienced in terms of my friendships as well. Generally, people who are, positive influences on your life, when you share some positivity and some good news with them, they're usually more ecstatic about it than even you are. So, that's a telltale sign of, whether somebody should be in your life or not. One more thing I want to touch on when it comes down to that is, in life, we have to chase after our goals. We have to always have goals. We always have to, be trying to build something, be creating something of that nature. And, for somebody like myself, I probably get the most fulfillment out of being productive. So for me, my days are structured around productivity. And, when you have friends, or you have a girlfriend, or you have even a business partner, which would even be the worst case scenario with this, when you're trying to be productive, they're always trying to lure you into some unproductive, mindless activities. I could think about this for a scenario with a business partner. Say that you're trying to, cultivate ideas, work on a project, and your business partner is too busy trying to get you to go out to a happy hour. Or say, for instance, with your friends, you want to go get a workout in, you want to cook some healthy food, and your friend wants to go get donuts and they want to, go to some bar, some club or something like that. Or say, for instance, you have a big project that you have to work on, and, you're trying to get some work done on a computer, and you're trying to maximize your time, and your girlfriend just wants to, go to the movie theater and eat popcorn or whatever it may be. I'll probably say the last indicator that I want to speak on is that how do these people treat other people that they're close to? Or actually, how do these people treat other people in general? So let's say, for instance, that you go out to a restaurant with a young lady and she's rude to the staff, or, you're kind of noticing the way that this young lady has a relationship with her parents. She's not very affectionate with them. She doesn't treat her parents with any respect, but then her parents are sending her money every month to pay her rent, or her parents are, she's constantly asking her parents to do things for her, or she's constantly asking for her siblings to do her favors or doing things like that, but she's not doing anything in return. That's a sign that, eventually this person's going to do the same thing to you, because if they can do their family like that, then they can just do some random person that they get into a relationship with like that. Same thing when it comes down to business partners, same thing when it comes down to friendships as well. People usually have the same habits when it comes down to the way that they treat people. It doesn't matter if it's a Uber driver, it doesn't matter if it's the person that they get married to. They usually treat people with the same type of respect. Now, on a positive note, on the other end of the spectrum, when you meet people who are energy emitters as well, people who are full of that positive energy, who have an abundance of positivity, when you link up with these type of people, man, great things can happen. In a relationship, magic can happen. In a friendship, you guys can cultivate ideas together and inspire each other to do great things. When it comes down to a business partnership, there's a sky's the limit on that, and there's no limit to it actually. And you can create great pieces of work. You can create great products. You can create great ideas, all these different things. There's an endless amount of possibilities because, you know, positive energy feeds off positive energy. I can remember when I was in Hawaii recently, and probably between like early August and mid-September, when me and my homeboy James first started our channel, High Octane Calisthenics, and you guys can go ahead and check that channel out. I had never in my life trained that hard, and I had never made that much progress, you know, that quick when it came down to a lot of skill movements, when it came down to calisthenics. My mindset shifted. You know, we were just pumping out content. We were probably working 12, 14-hour days sometimes, super focused, eating clean, coming up with a ton of ideas. I mean, normally when it comes down to me making YouTube content, if I make one video a day, you know, that's great for me because I came up with this concept and I put in the work and I did that, created the video, boom, that's perfect. But when me and James were working together, we were feeding off our energy so much. You know, James would have an idea, then I would have an idea, then, you know, James would want to do this workout, then I would want to do this workout, and we had an abundance of, you know, energy when it came down to mindset, calisthenics, you know, just overall growth in general. And I think me and James, if you talk to him, you know, he'll probably tell you the same thing. We grew an exponential amount just in that 1 month that we were really hammering home and going hard on creating content and coming up with ideas for our channel and the brand that we wanted to create. But anyways, guys, just be cautious when it comes down to getting into relationships. Like I said, whether it's romantic, whether it's, you know, friendships, or whether it's a business partner, because, you know, unfortunately, not everybody has your best interests at heart, and you kind of have to take matters into your own hands sometimes. And if you do see that somebody is displaying some of these negative traits, some of these parasitical traits, you're probably going to want to nip that relationship in the bud. You know, I've seen it time and time again. I've had relationships like this, and I've seen my friends go through relationships like this as well. And, you know, it's just something that, you know, you always want to be growing, and you always want to be trying to become the best version of yourself. And when you have somebody who's siphoning energy off of you, that's a difficult thing to overcome, because the energy that you could be putting into yourself to improve and is the energy that they're going to be trying to steal from you. And you also have to look at it like this: putting energy into yourself for self-improvement or just trying to become the best version of yourself is not a selfish thing. It's something that actually is, you know, more magnanimous than you actually think, because when you're improving yourself and you're becoming the best version of yourself, eventually you're going to get to the point where you can reach back and you can help other people, you can teach other people, you can help other people financially, you know, all these great things that, you know, that we all want to do in terms of helping people. But, you know, in order to help other people, the first person we need to help is ourselves. But anyways, guys, I hope everybody out there is having a great day. If you guys have any video topic ideas, go ahead and leave that in the comment section below. I'll holler at you guys later. Peace.